Kayaknya aku bakal langsung ke nobarnya aja lah ya. Yang tadi aku inilah. Aku matiin suaranya langsung ya. Oke, kita masih di sini loh. Ya, ya udah kita sekarang ini ya. Ganti. Oke, kita tunggu. Lag dulu le. Sekalian inilah aku. Oh, ini bakal bakal muncul ya ini ya. Ayo dikit lagi, let's go. Udah jam 7 nih. Aku udah semangat banget nih. Oh, udah dah. Bisa gede banget. Weh, the moment of truth. Langsung. Let's go. Oke. Oh, udah. Let's go.
We're a tribe of warriors. In ancient times, we were responsible for patrolling and defending all of Natlan.
Okay.
So Ojcon's still managing to sow discord, even after all these years.
If you want to resolve a conflict
Langsung
through
loh.
dialogue, sometimes you need a third-party facilitator. At this time and place, I'll bet the easiest person to find is...
Itu dia benar-benar terbang nggak? Wait, what?
His spirit has gotten lost and can't find its way back to his body.
Oh, ini bakal banyak yang full sih ini.
And Granny won't let me.
Pipi bow ya?
500 years later, and it's resurfaced again.
I worry that we risk repeating the mistakes of the Cinder City.
As long as the soul is involved, I should be able to help.
Be free!
Take me up!
Time to say hello.
Knock him down.
It's either your end or mine!
Before the final moment truly arrives, we must fight harder than ever.
Udah cepat banget. Tapi ini banget Adam. Langsung loh, ini cepat banget ini speedrun ini. Cepat banget. Tapi seremnya tuh si Kaskai. Dia bisa terbang coy. Aku langsung lihat Hoyolab lah. Nanti deh baru aku ini. Wih, ini langsung rame loh ya. pada haus primo semua ya. Aku juga. Halo Fit. Sabar ya Fit ya. Ini lagi spesial program. Rupanya jam 7 spesial programnya bukan jam 6.
Hey travelers, welcome to the Genshin Impact version 5.2 special program. I'm Gabe from the Loke team.
And I'm Kai. We meet again. Whoa, a Kukusaur. Want to join us?
Hey, don't
Tadi
be
di EC
shy.
loh.
Come out and say hello.
I'm not sure what that meant, but it was adorable.
She approves of your compliment.
Hey, I didn't know you could speak Saurian.
Oh, I can't, but I can make an educated guess based on her body language.
Whoa, are all Kukusaurs as friendly as this one?
Adult Kukusaurs are usually very proud creatures, but there are always exceptions.
Well, since our
Tadi
Kukusaur
keren banget lo
friend
ya.
kicked things off for us, I know
Gila,
just
bisa
the
terbang
place to
tuh si
start.
kakaknya.
The Flower Feather Clan.
All right, let's do it. Kukusaurs live among the Flower Feather
Kukusaurs.
Clan, which is suspended high above the mountains.
Tempat baru ya?
This is a tribe of warriors, and most of their people
Tempatnya
can command the
Kaska nih.
power of the skies.
Temannya Kaska.
It was the Flower Feather Clan's ancient duty to
Ada 6 ya
patrol and
semuanya?
safeguard the entire region of Natlan. As elite special forces, their job was to detect threats,
Di langit loh,
disseminate intel,
gila.
and quickly
Tinggi
neutralize
banget.
any dangers to the nation. Though the circumstances are different now, the tribe never forgot its origins. They still hold
Melayang
trials
nggak
to
tuh?
assemble the fastest teams in the tribe. The trials test
bisa
the
melayang gitu
pilot's
kan?
skill and teamwork with the Kukusaurs.
Bisa melayang.
Oh, I'm so pumped about these Kukusaurs.
Yeah, Kukusaurs are the proudest out of all the Saurians.
Kukusaurus.
They know that they're the kings of the sky. Kukusaurs can consume phlogiston to climb
Oh,
higher
bisa
or
terbang
perform
juga
a
loh pakai
horizontal
Kukusaur.
roll in midair.
Wow.
Holding the sprint button allows them to enter an accelerated glide state after a horizontal roll. In addition,
Asli,
they can
enak
even
banget
use
bisa terbang, coy.
phlogiston wind tunnels to quickly cover great distances.
Okay, so I'm assuming that Kukusaurs are really hard to tame.
Yeah, that's true. You need to prove yourself in some worthwhile feat, like demonstrating exceptional archery skill during flight. That's the only way to become a true Kukusaur rider.
Wow, that's so strict.
Yeah, tell me about it. But okay, now that we've got a glimpse of the Flower Feather Clan, it's time for a quiz.
What? Already?
Yep, I hope you're prepared. Every tribe in that land has a unique way of communicating with their Saurian companions. The members of the Flower Feather Clan use a special item to summon their Kukusaurs. What is that item?
Sama spesial item.
A basket filled with their favorite foods?
Here's a hint. We just saw the answer in the previous video.
Oh, I remember now. Horn.
Ding ding ding!
Bisa manggil ya?
Kukusaurs live far from the tribe and from each other, so in order to summon them, the tribe's people use whistles and horns to produce loud noises. So there's your overview of Kukusaurs. Maybe they sound a little unapproachable compared to other Saurians, but don't worry, travelers. If you get into a tough situation, then Chaska, the
Oh my
Flower
God,
Feather
lu lihat
Clan's expert peacemaker,
pahanya. Wih.
can help mediate the conflict.
Knitch mentioned that her method of
Dia tipe
mediation
anemo loh ya.
is silencing both parties.
Ini dia
Is that true?
power creep si Wanderer ya.
Well, that's only in special cases.
Wanderer padahal udah bisa
Most of the time,
udah bisa
Chaska
terbang.
barely needs to intervene.
Di power
Everyone
sama si
knows what
Chaska.
she's capable of, so people usually
Pasti
find a way to
nge-pull sih
set
aku nih.
aside their differences when
Aku
she
aku
shows
pasti
up.
pull sih.
Oh, so she doesn't just handle conflicts between humans and Saurians. She keeps the peace between people too.
Exactly. Chaska was corrupted by abyssal power as a child, so she has a strong compulsion to fight, but she knows how to rein it in.
Right. I heard that she was abandoned as a baby. It seems like she's been through a lot.
Yeah, but luckily for her, the Kukusaurs took her in and raised her as one of their own. In addition to hunting and flying, Chaska gained a lot of unique combat experience from her Saurian childhood. When Chaska is in your party, defeating monsters will restore phlogiston to your party. While she's in the Night Soul's blessing state, Chaska can ride and control her gun like a Kukusaur.
What?
The Soul Sniper doesn't just increase her movement speed and resistance to interruption, It also allows her to get a better angle on her enemies.
Lama tuh.
Wow, that mid-air perspective
Awesome.
is so cool. It seems so liberating.
Yeah, and Chaska's fierce when she's in the zone. In the Night Soul's Blessing state, Chaska's normal attacks deal animo damage to enemies in front of her. Unleashing a charged attack in this state will cause Chaska to enter a special aiming mode. This allows her to lock onto a set
Aiming
number of
dong.
enemies within range and fire up to 6 Shadow Hunt shells, which deal animo damage upon impact. In addition, for every Pyro, Hydro, Cryo, or Electro character in your party, one of Chaska's Shadow Hunt shells will undergo an elemental conversion to
Gila,
deal the
bisa kasih
corresponding type of
elemental-
elemental damage.
Whoa, no way!
Electro,
so Chaska
Hydro,
can directly deal other types of
Pyro,
elemental damage
masuk
based
semua,
on
Zam.
the characters in her party. And since she's an animal character, she can swirl them at the same time.
Gila.
That's awesome.
Curang
I
sih.
know, right? Her elemental burst has a similar function too. Chaska fires a gale-splitting Soul Seeker shell during her burst, which deals animo damage.
Astaga,
The attack then
ke semua
splits
kena
into
power
6
creep,
Soul
eh.
Seeker shells, which continue to attack nearby enemies. These shells can also undergo elemental conversions.
That's so cool. No wonder she's one of the strongest warriors in her tribe.
Speaking of her tribe, the warriors from the Flower Feather clan are formidable for sure, but we should also shed some light on those who aren't as skilled.
Oh, are you talking about the wingless? That's what the tribe calls people who fail the flight trials, right? They're the challengers who fail to earn the recognition of a Kukusaur.
Exactly. But the name doesn't indicate that those people are weak or deserve to be cast aside. The Flower Feather
Yes.
clan has its own definition of strength. There's a tacit understanding that the wingless are supposed to be protected until they can fly by themselves. But that assumption is challenged in Tribal Chronicles Tlalocan. Someone will dare to ask, what if you
ada quest
didn't
baru
need a
lagi nih.
Kukusaur to fly?
Mending skip.
If
Tapi
you
dia
could change the rules,
dia bisa terbang.
there wouldn't
Aku
be any
mau.
wingless to begin with.
Dia bisa terbang
Now,
loh, Asem.
whether that's the right path is for us to discover. Chaska will also be there to help us find
Semua
the
kena
answer.
power creep semua.
So, be sure to check out Chaska's Tribal Chronicle if you're interested in what happens.
Is there anything else that you can tell us?
Dia
Remember how I mentioned that
bisa sama
Chaska was
tiga
raised
ini
by
loh.
Kukusaurs?
Yeah.
tiga
tell us
elemen
about it.
sekaligus loh. Jadi api,
Her
air
Saurian
sama
mother will make an
elektro.
appearance in this
Nggak
quest.
mau Fuika
Even though
nyesel.
she's joined human society, Chaska still goes to visit her
Gimana ya?
Saurian mother on occasion,
Galau ya.
especially when she needs some help with a tough situation.
Oh, so Chaska still has a soft side, even though she's a fearsome warrior.
Definitely. The Flower Feather clan is also the setting for the Archon
Oh, ada
Quest
conquest yang
Chapter 5
chapter
interlude.
5.
All fires fuel the flame.
Oh.
The tribe is facing a crisis, and they'll need the traveler's help to find a solution.
What kind of crisis?
Well, the Flower Feather clan suffered the worst of the abyssal contamination during the battle in version 5.1. It's not just the human body that can't withstand high concentrations of abyssal power. For most people, it also damages the mind. Many members of the Flower Feather clan are suffering from the mental repercussions of the abyss, and the tribe is in desperate need of aid. Iansan will be there too. After rebuilding her own tribe, the Collective of Plenty, she's traveling around Natland to help those in need.
Oh.
The people of Natland really value unity, don't they? No one fights alone.
Right.
That's one of my favorite things about Natland. Oh, wait. It looks like the captain will also be there.
Wih, ada kapten
Yes,
juga.
the captain will also offer help to the tribe. You may pick up on some interesting information if you pay close attention to what he has to say. The captain rarely gives away too much information in
Ada
his
info
regular
menarik nih
interactions,
dari
but
dia
his
dengan timnya
secrecy
bawa
here
elemen apa
seems
ya.
a little peculiar.
Bagus makanya.
So keep an eye out. But of course, restoring Natland's fighting spirit remains the top priority. After all, the war isn't over yet. The abyssal contamination is still around, and we have a very important battle ahead. Natland needs mental fortitude more than ever before.
The Flower Feather clan is pretty close to the Masters of the Night Wind, where the Ictomosaurs live. That tribe could be another good place to recover from the battle.
Oh yeah, let's check it out.
If you head west from the Stadium of the Sacred Flame and go past the towering walls, you eventually arrive at the settlement of the mysterious Masters of the Night Wind. The tribal settlement offers a unique glowing
Wow.
landscape at night. If you venture even further, then you
Bagus
might
banget.
encounter the tribe's Wath Ictomisaur Elder, or
tua
one of the many
Ictomisaurus.
shamans who can communicate with spirits. I even heard that the witch doctors who live there can help cleanse your spirit. Plus, the graffiti art is really incredible. In fact, there's something special about this one. Can you figure it out, travelers? It's kind of tricky, right? Well, don't worry. The Ictomisaurs can help us out.
Kita bisa masuk
Ictomisaurs
ke
are
dalam itu
known
dong.
for their wisdom.
Ictomisaurus.
They can use their unique sight to detect things that can't be seen through normal mains.
Wow.
Okay.
Right. Ictomisaurs are especially skilled at detecting ley lines and phlogiston. They can absorb power from phlogiston objects to enhance their abilities. Doing so allows them to jump
Gigit,
higher,
coy.
move faster, or even obtain surprising rewards. Ictomisaurs can also extract information from graffiti art to create special objects.
Oh, I bet that'll come in handy for solving puzzles.
Definitely, especially in Tribal Chronicles
Gila.
Mythland, which will become available in
Bolo.
version
Haro
5.2. The
roughly.
first two acts feature a lot of intriguing puzzles, so be sure to check them out, travelers. Some of them will require the help of an Ictomisaur, and others can be solved on your own.
I noticed that Ictomisaurs can perform fast-paced jumps when they have enough phlogiston, and it looks like so much fun. Do we know anyone who can use that ability? Besides the new Saurian, I mean.
Yes, Auroron can do it too.
Mirip ke
Like
Auroron
the
ya.
Ictomisaurs, Auroron has the
Buset.
ability to rise into the air. He also has a keen sense of perception. While charging an aimed shot, Auroron will enter the Spirit Speaker state, allowing him to extract power from Natlan's graffiti and runes.
Speaking of Auroron, I was honestly super surprised by his personality. Before the 5.1 Archon quest, I thought that
Asem.
he looked like a stern, stoic, and harsh type of character.
Bilima
But
semua
as it
Asem.
turns out, he's just a sweet kid.
Yeah, it's kind of unexpected. right?
Auroron Bilima kan?
Is he really
Atau
that
B4?
sweet though? Just think about all the
Berapa
sneaking
berapa
around
menit nih?
behind his
Berapa detik
granny's
nih?
back.
Ah,
Kayak sih enggak.
true.
The
Kayak tadi dikit
tribespeople
doang
of the
lah.
Masters of the Night Wind are known for being eccentric.
Dia B4 ya?
But Auroron really takes it to the next level.
Yeah, it sounds like he does things his own way.
Gila enak banget ini.
I wonder if that extends to his combat abilities.
It does. Auroron is a bit different from the Natlan characters we've met so far. He doesn't need to depend on the Night Soul's blessing state to gain Night Soul points, and he can maintain the Night Soul's
Nggak tahu
blessing
aku.
state
Waduh.
even while he's off-field.
Ah, that does sound
Keren
different
nih,
from
keren
the
dia,
other
keren
Natlan
banget, keren banget.
characters. So how do his abilities work?
Let me start by explaining how Auroron gains Night Soul points. This can happen in multiple ways. For example, Auroron can gain Night Soul points when one of his party members triggers a Night Soul burst. He can also gain them when other party members deal Hydro or Electro attacks to enemies after Auroron unleashes his elemental skill.
Oh, then it sounds like he works well with Hydro and Electro characters.
Yep. And in combat, when enemies take damage from electro-charged reactions or other party members deal Night Soul aligned damage, Auroron can consume Night Soul points to enter the Night Soul's blessing state and trigger the Hypersense effect, dealing
Whoa.
electro damage.
Oh, I
Gila.
see. So you need to pair him with the right characters
Combo
if you
sama
want him to
teman
gain
ini,
Night Soul points,
kalau solo
enter
nggak
the
bisa.
Night Soul's blessing state, and trigger the effect.
Exactly. Though I should mention that Auroron doesn't need to be on the field to trigger the Hypersense effect.
Wait, he can trigger it even while he's off field?
Nggak harus on
That
field.
sounds really useful.
Totally. His elemental burst provides a convenient way to deal damage.
Oh
and
iya dia
support your
B4
party.
deh.
Auroron
Saya ultinya-
performs an
saya
ancient
ultinya nggak ada
ritual
ini.
with his burst to summon a
itu-
supersonic Oculus, which taunts nearby enemies to draw them in. Once they're up close, the Oculus releases a sound wave to deal damage.
That should be great for crowd control.
Yes, with Auroron in the
Buset.
party, dealing with large groups of
Keren banget ya.
enemies should be a lot easier. And speaking of making things easier, Auroron can also improve the exploration experience by boosting the gliding speed of your characters.
Awesome.
Auroron really cherishes his friends. With a little teamwork on his side, I'm sure victory will always be within reach.
Jadi ini dong, jadi agak
Cool. So
Hemat.
we introduced two of the upcoming regions in this update. The
Oh,
Flower
ada
Feather
area
Clan
baru.
and the
Please
Masters of
B4
the
ya?
Nightwind.
Iya, iya.
But there's more. Version 5.2 actually introduces another new region. It's called Ochkanatlan.
Oh,
Oh,
sekarang
I think we caught a glimpse of this ancient city when we were looking at the Flower Feather clan. It's really beautiful from far away, but those clouds look kind of ominous.
Kayak
It looks
serem lu.
completely abandoned. Is it dangerous?
Yes, this is a restricted area in that land due to its severe abyssal contamination, and it seems uninhabited. Over the years, many adventurers have come here in search of treasure or to slay the dragon. Unfortunately,
Tempatnya serem
none of
lu.
them have ever
Serem lu
returned.
tempatnya lu.
The Flower Feather clan often sends riders to patrol the area and to prevent people from getting too close.
Wait, did you say slay the dragon?
Yeah, I know we introduced some adorable saurians earlier, but this creature is actually
naga.
really terrifying.
Oh.
It occupies this ancient city and guards it fiercely. If it detects an intruder, then it will
What?
attack without hesitation.
Okay, that's pretty concerning.
Kayak pas
It's
lawan
easy to
dualin
take
ya.
human-saurian
Mirip ya?
coexistence for granted these days, but it actually took generations of effort to reach this point. This
What?
relationship wasn't nearly so harmonious in the ancient past. Travelers will need to explore Ochkanatlan to uncover the reason behind this dragon's rampage. Of course, travelers won't have to do this alone. Here, take a look.
Oh, what's that?
Apa tuh?
This is a very important companion who will help us explore Ochkanatlan.
Companion ya.
His name is Kokoweek.
Kukui.
As for his power, well, why don't you take a guess?
Okay, is he our moral support? You know, maybe he could make a cute noise every now and then to cheer us up.
Hey, let's not put our Tapetlosaur friend out of a job. Little one works really hard.
Okay, then I've got nothing.
Remember how I mentioned that Ochkanatlan is heavily corroded by the abyss? Well, that's where Kokoweek comes in. We can use his power to clear abyssal contamination. Follow the direction indicated by his light to collect secret source scraps and enhance his power. Once Kokoweek has enough
membersihkan
power, you can
kontaminasi
take
ya.
him to track down the evil dragon.
What a useful little guy.
Buset.
I know, right? Now, travelers can explore Ochkanatlan with two companions, Kokoweek and Little One. In fact, I've heard there's even a special token around here that can enable Little One to traverse a volcano. A new adventure with Little One awaits in version 5.2. This update will bring us one step closer to uncovering the mysteries of Little One's past. Familiar Saurian companions can also help us explore Ochkanatlan. For example, with the help of a Kaholosaur, we can evade source mechanism attacks. With the help of an Ikitomisaur, we can solve certain puzzles. With the help of a Kukusaur, we might even be able to chase down the evil dragon. But we'll leave the rest for you to discover, travelers.
Wait, are those some kind of lava fish? Does this mean we can fish in that land?
Yes, but
Bisa
I've got some
mancing.
friendly advice, travelers. You should be very careful while exploring
Wah.
Ochkanatlan.
Oh, bos
Some of
baru.
the abyssal monsters here can distort their appearance to mimic powerful enemies. High-level monsters such as the Tenebrous Papilla
What?
can mimic even stronger enemies.
Huh? It looks like these monsters take the form of plants outside of combat.
Yep, that's true. The Abyss has corroded Natlan's ley lines, allowing these monsters to read the memories inside of them and mimic creatures from
Buset.
Tevat.
How do we defeat them?
Dia bisa jadi
Travelers will need to
mau
use
Genki juga dong.
elemental attacks to break the enemy's protective void wards. Doing so allows them to take damage
Aku butuh dia
and
sih.
causes them to enter a brief
Kasihan
state
Hidekar.
of confusion.
Aku butuh dia, butuh
Soul-aligned
si
elemental
Kaskar
attacks
buat ini.
are especially effective against these wards.
Kelarin
Wow,
monster
the
itu.
Abyss has gotten so advanced.
Monster yang
It's scary
aku
to
nggak
think
bisa
about how much
kalahin.
harder these fights will get if these abyssal monsters continue to evolve.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a lot of information to take in at once. But before we take our first break, we still have a couple of short announcements. Really short, I promise. First up, limited time exploration rewards will be available in version 5.2.
What?
Just like in version 5.1, travelers can earn up to 400 extra
What?
premium gems. And the
Aduh.
rewards will be available all the way through version 5.3. It's now time
5.1
to
aja aku
introduce
masih belum
the event
explore semua loh.
wishes. In the first half of version 5.2, travelers can look forward to event wishes from
What
Chaska
the
and Link.
hell? Ambil kaskarnya aku
Auron
ini
will also
kayaknya.
receive a drop rate boost.
Kayaknya aku ambil
And in the
kaskar
second
sih.
half of version 5.2,
Yang kedua,
we'll have
aduh.
returning event wishes
Aduh,
for
yang kedua
Domi
kayak
and New
gitu,
Villette.
asam.
The weapon banner will feature a new 5-star bow,
Aduh.
Astro Vulture's Crimson
Neo
Plumage,
Fillet.
and 2 new Natland-specific
Oh.
4-star weapons. Be sure to check them out if you're interested.
Gimana ya?
All right, it's
Semuanya
time
loh,
for our
Asam.
first break. Once we come back, we'll dive right into the event portion.
Itu gimana kita mau ambil semua? Zhongli pengen C2, tapi lihat ada Neophylet, mau pengen C di awal. Aduh. Bentar, aku mikir dulu. Zhongli kayaknya nggak terlalu kepake sih. Zhongli bisa di skip untuk sementara. Tapi Neophylet kuat loh, Neophylet asli. Kok dua papa di satu phase makanya Asem. Enggak, masalahnya aku pengen tahu ini loh, pengen tahu Zhongli masih bisa lah di skip bagi yang udah punya ya. Kalau Neophylet tuh OP, lagi OP-OP-nya si Neophylet. Neophylet bagus. Gimana ya? Bentar aku mikir dulu. Berarti gini. Kalau aku nggak dapat Casca, kalau kalah red off, aku ambil Neophylet. Paling kayak gitu dong sih aku. Neophylet deh. Aduh, mau all in ke Nobar ya?
Welcome back, travelers.
Welcome back. Let's dive straight into the event section.
Oh, ini
So in the first event, we'll get to learn more
udah
about the
senjata baru
Masters
loh.
of the Nightwind.
Weapon
That's right. In the
B4.
version 5.2 event, Ikitomi Spirit-Seeking Scrolls,
Cakep tuh.
travelers will team up with Citlali and Auroran to get to the bottom of a mysterious
Team
accident
up with
that
Citlali?
occurred within their tribe.
Travelers will need to
sama Citlali.
complete combat challenges to defeat enemies who try to disrupt the ritual. They'll also need to reconstruct scenes from the tribe's
Mau
woven
ambil
scrolls
Nopal tapi nggak ada
and
Furina.
gather lost spirits
punya.
scattered throughout the region.
Masalahnya, aduh, Nopal
Travelers
harus
will
diambil
only
sih.
be able to uncover the truth
OP
if
coy.
they collect all the clues. But don't worry, there are also various rewards to earn along the way, including Primo Jams.
Ooh, I really like the vibe of this event. It looks like Citlali is
Gila,
performing
keren
some
banget
kind
tuh
of ritual.
tampilannya.
It's also mysterious.
When a situation gets tough, it's Granny to the rescue.
Definitely.
Citlali and Auroran have
lucu.
some really fun dialogue in this
Nenek
event.
Citlali.
I'm always grabbing the popcorn whenever these two interact. They're practically a two-person show. And speaking of
Cakep
fun,
ya
let's
si
get into
Nenek
the event
Citlali.
gameplay. First up is the Search for Lost Spirits minigame. Travelers will have to work together to herd the scattered
Oh, ini mah
roaming spirits into
minigames
specific
bareng ini ya,
zones to
bareng
earn
teman ya,
points.
di co-op,
Pay
co-op.
attention to the conditions on the field
Mau
if you
ambil
want a higher
Zhongli, tapi
score.
nggak tahu mau
For
masukin
example,
ke tim apa,
travelers
makanya.
can jump on stone
Itu
slabs
sebenarnya
that
kalau
appear on the field.
Zhongli itu di
These slabs will break open
Zhongli
and
itu
release
di
even more spirits.
player baru sih
Storms may
sebenarnya.
also appear during the game.
Player baru
You
sih
can track
ambil
down
Zhongli
spirits more
buat
effectively if you pay
pertahanan.
attention to the direction of the storms.
In Evil Banisher, travelers will need to select the right teams to complete
Nah
the
ini,
objectives.
ini
Completing all of the
Ini
objectives
harus
will
pakai
award you
Casca
the
nih di
Banishing
sini.
Aura, which allows
biar
you to deal
biar
AoE
max ini ya.
damage by
Saya
spraying
takutnya
paint
ada
at an enemy.
shield yang
That
buat
paint really
max sol-
matches the Masters
max
of the
sol itu.
Nightwind's aesthetic. It's super cool.
Ada yang
and so
nyebelin
does
loh,
the
ada yang
Spirit
nyebelin.
Bloom in restoring fragmented records. Citlali will use her powers to reveal special fragments. Travelers will need to piece these fragments together and assemble them on a
biar
woven scroll.
biar samain ya.
Make sure that you
Wih,
pay attention
bagus
to
tuh.
the order and positions of the fragments. Oh, there's something else that we should mention. Travelers can obtain a new 4-star sword by completing this event. The design definitely fits the Masters of the Nightwind. It looks like some kind of ceremonial artifact.
Oh.
I totally agree. Oh, and this event will allow travelers to learn more about Natlan's secrets. For example, this quest will reveal new clues about a mysterious and legendary
Wait.
place, the Mare Javari.
Wow, we've been hearing about this place since Mondstadt. It'll be nice to get some new information. On a related note, the Adventurers Guild has prepared a new trial for its members. Active adventurers have been invited to take on the challenge, including the Traveler. Travelers will need to complete various challenges with designated
minigames yang
characters
ini
and
bagus
fully
nih,
leverage
seru.
their skills to earn rewards.
Wow.
I know you're up to the challenge, Travelers. Good
Ini
luck.
nih
In
game-gameku nih.
Mondstadt-related news, the Knights of
Statnya nggak
Favonius
diliatin,
are
Jer, iya,
conducting a
sama.
war game to improve security tactics
Statnya
in the
nggak-
region.
nggak
And who
diliatin.
better to test these tactics than the honorary knight? Be sure
Tapi
to pay
at
close
least
attention
ya,
to the game,
ya.
since the format has changed this time. Travelers will need to select combat units and stratagems to deploy against the opposing formation. Once the lineup is set, the monsters will fight
Tower
automatically.
defense, tower defense.
Available
Oh ya.
combat units and stratagems are completely random.
enggak ya?
You know, just to build some
Kayak buy one dong
unpredictability
ya?
into the
Apa,
war game. The chances of encountering elite
main
combat units increases
satu lawan
as
satu
the war
ya?
game progresses. Even more elite monsters will be available for
Wah,
travelers to
gila sih.
use. It's a volatile environment,
Duel
so
dong.
do your best to
Duel.
win as many
Duel.
rounds as possible, earn war game medals, and collect the rewards.
Wah, gila.
All right, let's keep the excitement rolling in this next event. We actually have a demo, so please take a look.
Oh,
Ini
looks
buff.
like they're selecting tactics.
Oh, ini
Double
buff,
damage? That sounds powerful.
Astaga TCG.
Whoa, it's automated. Cool. The elemental reaction effects are completely different.
This brand new heated battle mode is
Aduh,
called
TCG
Automatic
dong.
Artistry. Powerful support cards have been added for nearly every elemental reaction. Choose cards that align with your strategies to
Dapat buff
trigger
ya?
powerful elemental reactions. The effects will change depending on how you play. In addition, the overall gameplay is very laid back. Characters will automatically duel each other, and skill animations are now shorter in length.
Wow, it's like we got a whole new Genius Invocation
Darahnya
TCG after coming
31
back
coy.
from Natland.
Lu lihat lah.
Talk about whip.
Darahnya 31 langsung.
That's right. Even if you've never played Genius Invocation before,
Gila.
I really recommend checking out this new gameplay mode in version 5.2.
Mau main kah?
The new version will
TCG.
also bring a few updates to regular Genius Invocation.
Oh, ada yang baru
TCG.
lagi.
Do you ever
Si
feel a
Queen
little
sama
cooped up
si-
while you're playing card games? Well, don't worry about that. Our next event will give travelers the
Rosalia.
opportunity to enjoy the great outdoors. In Claw Convoy, travelers will need to help Lamia track down some adopted animals. Travelers will be able to see the animal's point of view by using a special tool.
Oh,
Once
ini
you've
mah
managed to deduce
udah
their
pernah ini ya?
location,
Ini
you'll
udah
be able
pernah.
to track them down.
Iya,
Once
ini udah
the
pernah.
animals are safe and sound, travelers will receive a gift from the mysterious figure who adopted them. I feel like Auroron would really shine in this event.
Ada boneka
He's
hutan dong.
definitely an animal lover.
I
Lucu
can
aja
see that.
boneka hutan.
I'm sure that he would jump at the chance to meet animals from other nations.
Yeah.
Finally, the
Oh, lucu-
ley line
lucu
overflow event will return
Woi,
in
dapat
version
drop.
5.2. If
Let's
you need
go.
Mora or character EXP materials, then keep an eye out.
Ini
All right,
ini aku
let's
butuh
dive
banget sih.
into some updates and game optimizations.
Aku butuh
First
sih.
up is the change to the Imaginarium Theater.
Okay.
Previously, travelers would be returned to the theater lobby after completing a challenge and have to reopen the
iya.
Fantasia Tome to continue.
Ngulang-ngulang ya.
Travelers provided feedback that this
Keluar
setup
masuk lagi, keluar,
interrupted
keluar,
their
keluar masuk
experience.
lagi.
So, this will
Hah.
no longer be the case in version 5.2.
Akhirnya.
Now, after finishing a battle, all you need to do is click Next Act if you want to keep fighting.
Gitu dong.
Nice. Travelers can now enjoy the thrill of combat without any
Masa
interruptions.
Keluar masuk
And
lagi
for
kan?
all the generous travelers who like to configure supports for their friends, a supporting caster record has been
Gila.
added in the new update.
Asal.
You can now check which friends have borrowed your supports by looking at the supporting
Bisa
caster
lihat
screen.
orang yang pinjam
Cool. It'll be nice to know that our supports are
Pinjam
helping
kita
people out.
Yup.
siapa ya?
Oh,
Yang
and the party
pinjam punya kita.
configuration mechanic has also been optimized. Besides the elemental filtering, the Imaginarium Theater will now feature recommended row icons, elemental statistics, and markers for the main types of enemies.
That is so helpful. I'll occasionally put together a random team if
udah-
I've just started
udah makin
experimenting with
gampang
some
nih.
characters, but this information should make it a lot easier to form strategic teams.
These markers will display key information on how to counter enemies, but in a much more prominent position. Hopefully, this change will make it
Akhirnya
easier
loh.
for travelers to form
ada
the
apa
best
namanya?
teams.
Ada
Yes.
Diap
Now we can directly see which elements work best against specific enemies. That's definitely going to save some time.
For sure. And we can expect even more optimizations in the future as travelers continue to provide valuable feedback about their experiences. Okay, let's introduce the other system optimizations coming in version 5.2. You can outsort 5-star artifacts in your inventory based on when you obtained them, from the most recent to the oldest. Second, the animations for crafting materials, forging weapons, building furniture, and cooking dishes are now shorter in length.
makin cepat loh.
It's really
Akhirnya.
nice. The dev team designed a lot
Tuh,
of
makin
intricate
zing,
animations
zing
for these
langsung cepat.
features, but it can feel a bit frustrating when you have to watch them
Iya.
over and over
Masa
again.
nunggu sih
There
itu?
will also be several optimizations
sekarang
for
jadi
the
lebih
Serena
cepat loh.
teapot. The seed
Enggak
dispensary
dari
can now
dulu
hold more
coy.
of
Tapi
every
start
type of seed.
start enggak
You'll be
guna.
able to purchase wood at the Realm Depot in exchange for Realm currency.
Apa nih?
In addition, the cooldown for the boon of the Elder Tree will be reduced to 5 seconds. This way, it will be easier for travelers to collect wood.
Awesome. I've been meaning to use some cool replicas in my Serena teapot, but I'm
Men-
always
mau
short
nyari
on wood.
kayu ya?
So
Nyari
this should
kayu.
be really helpful.
Nice! I'm
Masa
so
icon
excited
apa,
for you.
biar gampang
Oh,
buat
and
iya, iya, itu tuh.
optimizations have been made
Jadi
to
buat
artifact
di
lock. The updated lock
tumbalin tuh biar
assistance
gampang.
interface will allow you to
Iya,
configure
harus ada
lock settings
tong
with
sampah
a
itu loh.
single click. Just hit Use Recommended Settings and you're set. The recommended set lock plans will even update automatically based on popular in-game configurations. Of course, if you have your own ideas in mind, then you can always disable the recommended plans to configure custom ones instead.
The update also allows you to batch lock artifacts in your inventory based on the recommended general lock plan and set lock plans. This will make it much faster to organize your
What?
inventory. In addition, a shortcut button that navigates to the lock assistance interface will be added to the artifact domain challenge screen
Tapi aku
and the artifact acquisition
nggak
screen.
biasa loh.
This should make it easier for travelers to configure their locking rules whenever they want. A star feature will also be added next to the lock button on each artifact. Travelers can use this feature to mark
nggak
their
biasa
favorite
kayak
artifacts and
gini-ginian
filter
lah.
by stars to quickly track them down.
Finally, treasure compasses will now be able to locate even more treasure locations, including Sealies and time trial challenges. A quick swap
Wait.
feature will also be added for treasure compasses and Oculus
Oh.
resonance stones. Enabling this feature will allow travelers to more easily use these devices across regions. The feature will automatically switch to the compass or stone that corresponds to your location in the game.
Jadi
Also,
lebih
be
gampang
sure to
dong
check
nyari
out future announcements for
pakai
more
kompas
details
sama
on
pakai
version
itu.
5.2 optimizations.
What?
Alright, that
Yeah,
was
makin
a
berat
lot of
gamenya.
info, so this seems like a good time for our
Dia
second
makin
break.
berat Asem.
It's time for the third redemption code.
Oh, let's go. Tukar lah. Nah, ini baru kita tukar nih dari Hoyo Lab. Ayo, tukarin guys. Aku langsung ke yang Hoyo Lab yang di HP. Terus di kok nggak ada? Di mana sih? Di mana sih Asem? Hoyo get kan ya? Kok aneh? Di mana sih Battle Chronicle? Kok aku tidak ketemu?
Welcome back, travelers. What else do we have on the agenda, Gabe?
We have some very exciting news to share. After the version update on November 20th, travelers will be able to play Genshin Impact on the Xbox Series X and S.
What?
Log into Genshin Impact on Xbox Series X
Xbox?
and S consoles
Menurut aku belum
to
pernah bikin
receive the
kompas
Wind
tes.
Glider Wings of Fate's Course Intertwined. Additionally, Xbox Game Pass Ultimate members can play Genshin Impact via cloud gaming. They'll also find extra rewards in their in-game mailbox.
Awesome.
All right, that should be everything. That means that we've reached the end of the special program. Is there anything that you want to say before we go, Kai?
Yes, I'm really looking forward to all the new characters. Chaska and her weapons seem really incredible. I'd love to see how her travel chronicle
Iya,
unfolds
aku
because
pengen
she
itu,
has such an amazing
narik Kaska
personality.
gitu. Aduh.
And Auroran seems like a
Jadi
very
galau
layered
banget ya, aku.
character. The storytelling is definitely going to shine. What about you, Gabe?
Yeah, I'm just so excited for players to experience more of the Natland storyline, and we have so much to explore this time. I mean, 2 new tribes and a new area as well. And one thing I've always loved about Genshin Impact is how it's multi-platform. Like, I'm always logging in on different devices depending on where I am, so it's just exciting to see another platform become available for everyone.
Yeah.
And yeah, on that note, I hope you have fun with the new version, travelers.
Bye.
Bye.
Akhirnya semua udah kuridem. Ada surprise kah? Udah. Kapan MC Pyromin? Belum, nggak tahu Asem. Udah Asem. Lah, nggak ada kayak ada surprise apa gitu, nggak ada ya. Animenya gitu nggak ada Asem. Wait, what? Yeay. 300. Yeay. Oke lah. Kita kelar ini dikit lagi, baru kita langsung ini ya. Cek yang JP ada ya? Ada ya. Bentar. Coba lihat keluarin dulu. Oh bentar. Aku mau lihat yang JP. Genshin. Masih ada dong.
交わせます、高得点をゲットする鍵は周囲の情報をよーくチェックすることですよ。
Lucu.
例えば石の台が現れたらその上で繰り返し
Ada voice
ジ
actornya.
ャンプをしてみてください。
繰り返しジャンプ。
すると台が壊れて閉じ込められていた霊が
Cik
解
Lali
放されま
ngomong.
す。また突風が吹く位置を見て利用するのも有効です、効率的に霊を集められますよ。
そういうのもあるんですね。
あります。
じゃあいろいろな要素をこ
Lucu banget dia.
う見ながら
Udah,
そう
oke
そう、
belok.
もうキョロキョロしてください、皆さん。
続いてのイベントは
udah oke
イビル
belum?
バニッシュです。
Sabar ya.
こちらは
Ian mau
適
kerja.
切なキャラクターを編成してチャレンジするというイベントになってい
Karena
ます。
masih demo ya.
ステージの条件を満たすとバニッシュオーラを獲得でき、絵の具を用いた範囲攻撃を打つことができます。
Karena ada ini ya.
ね、落書きとか、やっぱり名演の主はたくさんありますけれども、
Bentar ya.
なんかこう私たちらしい
Rafli ya,
戦い方というか、
ね、
ね、
ぜひこちらも楽しんでください。
はい。
続いてちぎれた古記録の復元は
Lucu, Cik
こちらはパ
Lali.
ズルゲームです。
Cute banget.
このイベントで使われるスピリットの織機も
Cik Lali.
こう名演の主らしさが出てますね。でこちらルールはシンプルです。シトラリが霊視した断片を適切な位置に配置していくというゲームになっております。
ですが、断片の位置だけではなく、
Nenek, Cik
重
Lali
ね合わ
lucu
せる
loh.
順番とかもね、皆さんぜひ気をつけてみてください。
そうですね、どっちが上に来るかで絵柄が変わってきますから。
そうなの。
これなんか逆にこれを使ってもっと上下とかっていうのが複雑なのが出てくると面白いは面白いですね。
Bisa dibikin.
それは
Cik
ね
Lali
あるのかないのか
Frejo.
皆さん
What?
確かめてみてください。でこちらのイベントをクリアしますと星4の片手剣が手に入ります。見えますかね、こちらまるで儀式の道具みたいな名演の主らしい武器になっております。
そうですね。またこのイベントでナタの秘密をより深く知ることができます。
はい、こちら少しだけお話しすると、旅人の皆さんは
Kok
以前から
nenek Cik
名
Lali
前だけ
lucu
は
banget
聞いて
ya.
いたあの場所、神弱会、今回のイベントで触れることになります。
いや本当に謎に包まれた場所、神弱会ってモンドの冒険者が話していた場所らしいんですけ
そうなん
ど、
ですよ。
どんなところか気になっている旅人さんも大勢いらっしゃるんじゃないでしょうか。
ね、それについてちょっとわかるようになるかもしれません。
はい、あと冒険者といえばですよ、今回もまた冒険者協会が試練をいくつか用意したよ
Aku
う
sekalian
で
lah ya ini ya.
多くの現役冒険者が挑戦を受けているそうです。
お
試練中キャラクターの能力をフルに発揮し指定された挑戦をクリアすると報酬を獲得できます。
はい、というわけでね、戦闘だったり、いわゆるパズルであったりさまざまな能力が試されるイベントになっています。旅人の皆さんぜひチャレンジしてみてください。で一方モンドではですね、街の安全を守るために師団
Sekalian lah
が
ya.
兵技演習を行っている
Sambil
よう
main
で
aku.
す。今回の兵技演習は前回と違って味方の戦闘ユニットを選ぶだけでなく適切な戦略も選んで戦う必要があります。出撃チームを編成した後、魔物たちは自動的に戦ってくれます。
Oh ya, kamu
編
mau
成で
lihat
きる
ini
魔
ya?
物と戦略はランダムになっています。そのため毎回違った演習を楽しめます。この演習が進むにつれて精鋭ユニットの出現確率が高くなっていきます。
Kamu mana?
今回のイベントではより強力な精鋭魔物が登場しますよ。栄誉騎士の皆さん、ランダム性に満ちた演習で勝利を収め演習メダルをゲットしましょ
Kamu
う。
namanya ini.
このメダルは貴重なアイテムや報酬と交換できますのでお見逃しなく。
Keluarin
い
ya.
やー、手に汗握ること間違いなしのイベントですよね。
はい、
さあ次に紹介するイベントも同じく手に汗握ってしまうはずです。まずは映像を見てみましょう。
Ini bagus sudah.
これ七星召喚ですよね。
そうです。
Nice.
なんか戦略を練っているっぽいんですけど、ダメージが
Pengen lihat
倍
dulu
に
deh. CR-nya kurang
すごいことになっ
sih.
てますけど。
Kayaknya naikin CR juga sih kayaknya. kurang
ひょっ
gede
として
CR
オートでやってます。
beda yang
素
awal
晴ら
berarti.
しい。そうなんです。こちらは新しい
Isinya
ネットモード、
isinya sama sih,
オ
cuma
ート
ada
メーシ
suara.
ョン対
Cuma ada suara.
局です。
お
今回ですね、ほぼすべての元素反応
suaranya
に強力な支援カードが
Cik Lali
追加されています
うん。
それらのカードを使用することで元素反応
Ini
を
bagus, ini bagus.
いろいろと
Ini udah
強
bagus.
化できます。
へえ。
戦略
Ini
の
masih
力
kurang.
はもうね無限
Ini
大
masih
です
kurang
の
nih.
で、
Ini masih
ぜ
bisa
ひ皆さん
di
模
dinaikin
索して
lagi.
みてください。
これはちょっと面白いですね。
Ini udah
元素
oke.
反
Ini
応
oke.
を考えるだけでも
Ini salah.
ダメージのケース変わりますもんね。
うん
はい、これは楽しみだな。
Ini
はい
ini oke juga.
そしてその名の通り
Ini
オ
nggak
ー
ada
ト
CR.
メーション対
Cari
局
yang
は
ada CR-nya
流れるように
di
自動進行します。
Saya ada
キャラク
sama
ターたち
skillnya
は
ya.
オートで戦ってくれま
Namanya
すし、
20%
スキ
CR
ル
ya.
の
Tapi
演出
kayaknya
も
masih
速
kurang
く
sih
なっ
kalau
ています。
あ、
menurutku
本
sih.
当だ。これナタ
Kayaknya
の
kayaknya
規
masih
制
kurang.
規制召喚がなんか今までとこんなに別物に進化したなっていうふうに
Masih bisa lebih bagus
僕
lagi
は
tuh
思ったんですけども、
dari
こ
ini
う
kan ya.
進化した感じをね、旅人さんも触れていただいて、
Dari
なん
skill
か
ya.
こう、あ、テンポアップしたなとか、
Tapi itu kayaknya
すごく
menurutku
派手
sih
になった
saya
なってい
saya
う感想を
punya
こ
aku
う抱いてくれるんじゃないかなと思います。
はい、七星召喚をプレイしたことがある方もあまりプレイしたことが
aku juga
な
masih
い
kurang
という
sih.
方もぜひバージョン5.2アップデート後に遊んでみて
Aduh,
く
aku
だ
masih
さ
pakai sih.
い。
Kan aku
そしてさらに
udah
通常の
harusnya begini.
七星召喚にもさまざまな更新が入りますので、興味のある旅人さんはこちらもぜひチェ
ini
ッ
baru
ク
udah
してく
oke
だ
nih.
さい。
さて、
Pas
カードゲームの後は
100%
大自然を散歩してみましょ
Lihat punya gue
う。
masih culun lah.
ほっと一息つけるイベント、アニマルトゥギャザーをご紹介します。
Si
イベ
Lali
ントの目
lucu.
的は動物の里親を探すラミアを手伝い、保護対象動物
Si
を
Lali
探すこ
kok
とです。
kok lucu banget ya.
挑戦中、専用の道具を使うことで保護対象動物の視界を覗くことができますので、それをヒントに動物の居場所を探してあげましょう。
Disembunyikan asem.
ちなみに動物を見つけると
あいやー
里親からプレゼントをもらうことができますよ。
これは
jangan
近
disembunyikan.
藤さんも
はい
オロルンも好きそうなイベントですね。
はいで大好きですこれきっとで他の国の動物とも触れ合えるチャンスがあったら多分オロルン大歓喜になるでしょうね。
大歓喜ですねこれは。
はいこれ自分の目線じゃないというところが一個ポイントになりますので、その動物の目線をね拾ってというか感知して、推理するというのもこう楽しみになってますからぜひ探してあげてください。
はい。
そしてバージョン 5.2 のイベント紹介ラストは地脈の本流です。モラや経験素材が必要な旅人さんぜひ活用しましょう。続いて
おい
ゲーム内の改善に関するご紹介です。まずは幻想シアターについてご紹介します。これまでは戦闘が終わるたびに控え室へ戻されもう一度元気の書を開く手間がありました。旅人さんからプレイが中断されてテンポを悪くしているというご意見をいただいたのでバージョン 5.2 アップデート後からは戦闘終了後次の幕へを押すことでそのまま続行できるようになります。
なるほど、よりスムーズに戦闘を楽しめるってことですね。
はい、また自分のキャラクターをサポートキャストに設定することで他の旅人さんを支援できるんですけども今回から誰がどんなキャラを使ったのかが見れるサポート記録というものが追加されます。こちらはサポート編成の画面から確認できますので気になる方はチェックしてみてください。自分のキャラクターを誰が借りてくれたかなとか、そういうものが分かる、内容になっておりますので、借りてくれたら嬉しいなとか借りられなかったら何かこうした方がいいのかなとかっていうそのキャラクター強化のね、一個の指標にもなっていくかもしれませんね。
そうですよね。でも本当にこの自分がね大切に育てたキャラクターが他の旅人さんの役に立ってたりするのを見たら、やっぱりとっても嬉しいし、達成感がね、ありますよね。
ぜひ活用してみてください。でですね、さらにチームの編成画面も改善されます。こちらですね。キャラクターをフィルターするとき元素の種類に加えて役割を表すアイコンも追加されます。こちらでフィルタリングもできるようになります。また各元素のキャラクターの合計人数ですね、それからボスのおすすめ攻略ポイントなども見ることができるようになりますのでチーム編成がよりやりやすくなるはずです。
つまりこのあまり詳しくないキャラクターでもそのアイコンを見れば一目で役割をすぐ把握できて戦略を組めるっていうことですか？
はい、その通りです。またボスのおすすめ攻略ポイントには敵を倒す上での有益な情報がパッと見てわかるようにまとめられています。これで編成に頭を悩ませる回数がぐっと減るはずです。ご活用ください。 今後も
udah
幻想
udah
シアター
kutandain.
は旅人の皆さんのご意見やアドバイスをもとに改善していく予定です。ぜひお楽しみください。その他にもシステム関連の改善がたくさんあります。例え
Itu
ば
apa ya?
バッグ内の星5生物を獲得順で表示できるようになります。また合成台の合成、鍛冶屋の鍛造依頼、人活簿の調度品製作、料理の調理時の演出が短くなります。
Oh ya,
いろんなね演出があるのはとっても素敵なんですが、
はい。
頻繁にね使用する機能だと
kayaknya ini kita udah ini sih ya. Ya udah ya udah. Ini kita tutup dulu lah ya. Karena kita udah nonton yang versi Inggrisnya. Bentar. Transform fit to screen. Nah, udah. Musik udah mau jam 8 ya? Oke. Aku kayak udah mau udahan juga nih. Tandain dulu, lumayan. Oke. Aman mau udah. Ini udah oke banget nih, kita udah dapat banyak banget nih. Mantap. Tapi kemana lagi ya habis ini ya? Oh. Wait, bentar. Aku lihat dulu. Kemana lagi ya, teman? Ini udah. Oh, belum. Gabungkan huruf pengungkap dengan oke. Aduh. Malah jatuh dong. Nah. Cilali kurang besar. Ini apa? What is that? Ke atas loh. Jadi waktu pintu spiritual menyala tuh kayak gini. Gulungan kuno mengatakan saat jalan yang redup dinyalakan layaknya api unggun yang menyala kembali sekali lagi. Dan bentuk cahaya yang silau sama sekali tidak berlebihan. Berat juga, akhirnya kalian kembali. Paimon tidak ada apa-apa kan? Paimon nggak apa. Kamu gimana, FOMO kok? Meski masih tidak paham, tapi kayaknya kamu tidak terluka ya. Dan akhirnya Antifresh, aku sih yakin kamu tidak masalah ya, soalnya masa depanmu cerah banget. Itu apa? Kemarin di mana pergi cair semua? Saya punggungku super sakit dan tidak bisa pulang sendiri. Kalau kalian tidak balik lagi, aku pasti sudah jadi dendeng duluan. Kenapa Ciki ya? Kenapa kok SWS jadi gitu? Vidya sabar Fit. Nanti dapat Primo dan cas emas. Oh iya. Sabar ya. Aku nanti langsung ke sana. Orang mana yang bisa berenang ke pergi cair? Aku yakin cuma karangan penuntut cerita yang kurang kerjaan. Susah bayanginnya kenapa ada orang yang mau gambar kayak gitu. Tapi kalau dipikir lagi ngeri banget. Pas saja waktu aku cerita ini sebagai urusan ke teman-temanku dengan efek sedih. Langsung kesana aja gak sih? Iya, kita lanjutin pas udah sampai suku aja lah ya. Demi teman, ya udahlah. Ini juga bukan demi mereka. Yoi. Ya udah deh, paman kok anak muda tapi jangan gitu dong. Aku cuma bersanda. Kita tinggal naik ke permukaannya ya. Pakai apa, Sam? Panas nih. Untung aja tidak kena. Langsung masuk ah. Panas. Astaga. Woi, oh. Rupanya ini jalur spiritual. Cepat sekali tidak kusangka rasanya seperti ini. Oh. Kayak lucu-lucu sih Kia kalau jadi star rilis. Iya, tapi dia tuh sayangnya jadi NPC doang itu. Dia nggak bakal jadi karakter karena jokesnya tuh jokes bapak-bapak kan. Aku dulu coba tinggal di sana ada angin. Ini kayak kita cuma tinggal ambil hadiah doang ya di atas ya. Oh, kita udah naik. Cari sawarin buat naikin tuh jalan kuning. Oke. Aku udah. Oh, udah nyampe. Oke. Cepat amat. Ya, dan terima kasih Fomoku karena sudah bersedia bekerja sama denganku. Wih. Jatah makan satu buah grand fruit sehari 3 kali. Tolong ada pemburu gelap. Aku anggap tidak mau. Hubunganmu sama anak muda ini benar-benar luar biasa deh. Aku jadi iri. Waktu Fomoku buka matanya, kami sudah ada di sampingnya. Dia pasti nggak bakal ikut kamu deh. Jadi hubungan kalian sedekat itu ya. Kalau suatu hari kalian baru berpisah pasti sakit banget. Ya udah, kita bakal sampai ke jagat apung sebentar lagi. Tapi aku istirahat sebentar ya, aduh pinggangku. Dia ini ya. Dia kayaknya anak Gen Z banget dia, Asam. Dia anak atut. Aduh, kita juga jadi ikut jokes ya dong. Ya udah, tunggu aja lagi. Harusnya sakit di pinggangku sudah lebih enakan. Terus nanti kita bakal ke jagat apung bersama-sama. Masih ada lagi? Hah? Mencari tidak boleh mencari. Ya udah, kita sampai sini dulu lah ya. Berarti thank you guys for watching. Besok aku akan lanjutin ini lagi. Buka speed undi. Oke. Aku akan lanjutin ini pas besok paling atau apa? Klien lagi besok kayaknya nggak tahu deh bisa atau enggak. Nanti lihat dulu lah, masih ada banyak quest ya. Sebenarnya yang harus kelar sebenarnya ininya. Yang harus beresnya sebenarnya ininya, ini. Explore udah 70% langsung. Butuhnya 80% kan? Dan ini juga masih belum beres nih aku. Quest dunia, janji dan lupa. Masih ada lanjutan ntar world questnya. Iya. Berarti panjang questnya ya. Store koin pyro-nya. Oh iya, belum store juga aku. Berarti nanti kita ke sini ya. Aduh. Ya udah, nanti kita ke sana. Baik, kita tinggal store dulu ya. Aku udah 80%, cepat amat. Aku aja belum aja. Dapat elixir. Bila. Let's go. Oke. Kalau gitu aku akan off di sini ya. Thank you guys for watching. Besok aku akan lanjutin ini lagi lah. Dibantuin abangku. Enak banget Azam. Dadah, kalau gitu aku off dulu lah ya. Thank you guys. Dibikin satu area 100%. Gila. Gede banget. Aku lagi mau explore tapi harus nyari waktu. Nggak sempat aku untuk sehari. Kalau gitu aku off dulu lah ya. Thank you guys for watching. Bye bye. Sampai jumpa besok. Selebihnya aku. Oh ya, selebihnya kamu yang nyari lagi ya. Alright.
冒険も商売もチャンスは一瞬なの。